okay. And after about 2-3 hours while I was frozen, I went in to warm up, and I'm sitting, adjacent to the room where it could have been, I don't know, Patton could have been there, and of course I'm sure General Miley was there. And I hear one guy pound on the table and said, "You can't let them pass the Meuse River." And I'm thinking to myself, where the heck is the Meuse River? But it was funny. The next day we started marching. Well, they took us by truck up to a certain point, and then we had to trudge the rest of the way. And we're trudging through, I don't know, 3 feet of snow or whatever it was, and I hear a voice, "Hey, Morgenstern, you wanted up front." I thought I heard the voice, but I ignored it until the sergeant comes pat me on the back and says, "Hey, Morgan, get your A up front." I said, "What do they want from me?" He says, "I don't know, but get up there." So, okay, up there was like 2 miles, you're marching 5 yards apart and what have you. And I'm out of breath when I finally get up there, and I see our lieutenants there. "What can I do?" He said, he said, "We met this French Forces, the Interior guy, and he only speaks French." And I said, "Oh," he says, "I want you to ask him where we are." And I almost blurted out, "You don't know where we are?" And that would have been the wrong thing. So, okay, in my best French, I said to him, "Où est le cité?" and all that. He says, "Ici, Vrigne-au-Bois." Well, au bois I knew was woods, and Vrigne, I don't know. So I kept repeating it, Vrigne-au-Bois, and they didn't know anything. He says, "What's the name of it?" I said, "That's the name of the place, Vrigne-au-Bois." And they met the Frenchman saw what was going on, and he took out a map from his chest pocket. He says, "Ici, Vrigne-au-Bois." And then he saw where we were. And, "Okay, Morgan, so get the heck out of here. We don't need you anymore." And then there's one other little incident. We had attacked this patch of woods, and there was just one German in a foxhole, and he almost refused to get out. He wanted to take his first aid equipment or whatever it was, shaving equipment out of there. And I said, "On the hook and get out of there." He finally got up, And then our sergeant says, "Okay, Morgenstern, take him back to our lines." I said, "I don't know where our lines were." I said, and of course, not that I disregard an order. I said, "Hey, can you get somebody else to take him? I want to continue this fight." He says, "Okay." So about 10 minutes later, and they're shelling this area, and next thing I know, wham! I got hit. I don't know what hit me, but our area was being bombarded with 88 shells, and so I got it in the chest. And because they patched me up and left me in the snow, and I was lying there, I don't know, a couple of hours, I guess, until finally, and they were still shelling. I turned on one side and I got hit this way. I turned the other side, I got hit that way. Finally, I put my helmet over some special parts. I figured if I'm going to live, I'm going to live. And anyway, I guess it was a couple of hours or so, whatever it was. And a fellow from our outfit, I don't know what outfit he was, what section he was with or what have you. He saw me, I didn't see him. And he said, "Come on, let's get out of here." I said, "I can't get up." So he put one arm around his shoulder and he practically dragged me, and we went about 500 yards or so, and we finally came across Colonel Stubbs was there with his Jeep, and I thought, "Oh, great." And fortunately, I saw a German tank approaching. I said, it was still quite a ways away. I said, we ought to get out of here." The Colonel said, "Yeah, okay, I'll take you into a mass unit around Bastogne, wherever it was." And that's where I ended up in this hospital. But it was not funny, but they took me into this house. I thought it was a big house, and I saw hoops, basketball hoops, so I figured it was a gym of some school. And then they tagged you after one of the doctors, I guess, to see what area they had to treat. And they put they put a tag on me, TS, and you know what TS stood for, tough sugar. And I thought, what the heck are they giving me? Well, they meant thoracic surgery. I didn't know it at the time, but they did a beautiful job and went through the surgery. And now the only thing I questioned, when about 5 or 6 days after the operation, I thought, you know, I know they're going to send a famous telegram home to my folks. And I thought, well, maybe let me tell them ahead of time. I thought I'd write an email letter. And we're warned, you can write, but you can't say you're wounded and you can't say you're in the hospital. Why? Well, in case the Germans pick up our mail, they'll know our casualties. Well, to be honest with you, it would have mattered at that time, but, you know, you can't fight City Hall. So what am I going to write about? I said, well, I'm seeing new faces, which was true. And the only thing I could think of, I put the date down, you know, January 15th or 16th at that time, and I underlined it and I said, keep this for future reference, which they did. Anyway, of course, I think it helped a little. But I didn't know this until after I got out. But the letter that was sent to my folks actually was signed by this J.J. Jones. I don't remember his actual name, but it was MC after it. And MC, there was no Marine Corps there, so it must have been Medical Corps. So I couldn't say I was in a hospital, but this guy who told us you can't say anything signs his name and puts MC down, so that they would have known it anyway. And I often questioned about that, but so that's my stories, and I'm lucky to be here.
As Joe comes up here, you might, some guys might remember Harry Rubin. Harry Rubin fought Sefrina Garcia to a draw middleweight professional fight. But anyway, Harry Rubin always volunteered to take the prisoners back. And Colonel Booth would say, Harry, we want to make sure the prisoners get back. So we don't want you to take them back. But anyway, here comes Joe Quaid. And boy, Joe Quaid broke the thunder from heaven all those years. How he could do it, I'll never know. But what a guy he is. Come up here, Joe.
Bill. He wanted to take pictures, so you have to stand back here.
Okay.
For Bill Tom, not for me.
Okay, I have a problem. I don't have a story, but I have a problem, let alone remember what happened 65 years ago. I'm not sure I can remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So in any case, I want to do something a little different. You know, when Dell passed away in the hospital, we were very fortunate to have 4 members or associate members of the association at his bedside during the entire ordeal that he went through, and they were with him when he died. And I'd like to recognize them at this point. John Corman, of course, Colonel Corman was there, and then we had 3 other associate members. There was Rose Friday. She came in from Pittsburgh, spent a lot of time with Dell, was holding his hand when he passed away. Isaac Epps came all the way up from North Carolina several times to be with Colonel Townsend. And also Peter Schlecht. Peter was not a member of the 17th Airborne, but same as Rose Friday, he had connections with the 17th. His dad was a member of the 17th. Peter lives in Washington and came down a number of times to be with Colonel Townsend. Now, a number of years ago, Rose Friday was inducted into the 17th Airborne as an associate member. She earned her wings. Another lady who did not make the affair with Colonel Townsend was Michelle Smith. Michelle...
Where are you, Michelle? Stand up.
Put on...
Rose, stand up. Come on, Rose, Peter, stand up. Peter, stand up. Come on, I can stand up now.
Okay. Rose got her wings.
John, how come? Okay.
Rose got her wings a couple of years ago at one of our reunions Michelle got her wings